Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to share my May favorites with you. I almost said April because, like, where has the time gone? You know, like, what? It's June already? Huh? Excuse me? That's how I feel. I did try a lot of makeup this month, so I wanted to share my favorites and my fails because there were some things that just did not work for me. All right, the first thing I want to share with you is a skincare favorite. And this is one that I've been trying for the last, I would say, 5 to 6 weeks. And I've noticed a huge difference. So before I tell you what it is, let me preface it with, I didn't really ever deal with any sort of acne. And I guess you wouldn't call it like, I don't know, maybe somebody who deals with acne on the regular would be like, girl, you're not dealing with acne at all. That's just an occasional pimple. Okay, so I had like beautiful, perfect skin all the way through my late 20s. And then once I started birth control, I noticed that I started getting regular acne. And normally, anecdotally, a lot of my friends, once they started birth control, like their skin went the opposite way, like they had no more pimples. And so I was like, I don't understand. So I started dealing in my late 20s and all through my 30s and 40s with a lot of it, and right here on my chin, like either this side or this side. It would kind of alternate month to month. And sometimes I get like 3 or 4 on this side, and it was so frustrating because I had spent my, teenage and my 20s with like perfect skin. And it's hard to go from the expectation always having good skin to all of a sudden dealing with, and it's not just something that comes and goes in a week. It like sits there for weeks, and it's big and it's under the skin and it never comes to a head, and it's painful, and there's really no amount of makeup that can conceal it. So if you understand that sort of blemish, I think you understand how important it is to have gone 6 weeks and to not have had a flare up. And I was like, what? So this is a product that I saw on Beauty Pie. I was placing an order, I don't know, it must have been like late March, because this arrived in mid-April, and I've been using it every day, once a day, and it's super fantastic. This is the Plantastics Micro Peeling Super Drops. This has fruit acids, this has salicylic acid in it. I don't know what else is in here. It just says Micro Peeling Super Drops with pore refining fruit smoothers and salicylic acid. But I remember reading one of the reviews saying my teenage daughter used this when she felt a blemish coming on, and the next day it was gone. I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know. But I will tell you, this little guy here, there's a little bit of texture to it. It's a really thin little bump. But it had been a massive, huge pimple at the beginning of April, late March, early April, and there's still texture to it. But putting this on there, all the rest of the texture that I normally have in through here is gone. And I haven't had a single blemish pop up. And I get them regularly with my period because life. But on top of that, the fact that this has also diminished the size of my pores on my nose. And the only reason I noticed it is because I quit reaching for a pore filling primer. Now, does your girl still need help with her pores? Yes, she does. This is not like getting rid of all of my pores, but I just don't feel they're as obvious. Sometimes if I don't have a pore filling primer, I feel like I'm putting makeup on my face, and if I don't blend carefully and get it down into the pores with a brush, sometimes you can see like little gapes, like little holes. And that's where the pore is, and the skin is down a little bit, and there's makeup sitting on top, but there's this little, guess what? There's nothing there because it goes down a little bit. And so I've noticed less problem like that since I've been using this. So I feel like right across here, I use 3 drops on my chin, 2 drops, like one here, and I spread it up over my nose, take it down here through the septum. I feel like even the pores in the bottom side of my nose are getting a little bit larger, and I have less pore texture right in through here. It's been really great. I'm sure you could use it all over your face. I don't. I use it like right here and on my chin, and the fact that I haven't had a blemish, and this little guy here, it just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and the discoloration that I had, because this spot never really came to a head. It just sat deep under the skin and was painful and a giant bump. The fact that because normally the problem I have is I get one and it doesn't really go away, and it comes back the next month, and then it comes back with a vengeance. The fact that it hasn't, and it's been 6 weeks, I'm crossing my fingers that it's this, but I kind of think it is, and I have been loving that. Something else that I started trying And I think in general, I want to try something different. I'm almost out of this, but I started using a lash serum. This is one that I got on Amazon for less than $30. It's the V Beauty Eyelash Growth Serum. Now, I have really straight, really short, kind of downward pointing lashes, and my lashes don't look fabulous. They don't hold a curl really well, but if I open my eyes, I don't know if you can see, and I'm not wearing a ton of mascara today. There are some lashes that touch, I don't know if you can see this at all, that touch like just the bottom side of my eyebrows. That has never happened in my life. Even my daughter, she was like, "Are you wearing false eyelashes?" And I was like, "No, I don't do that because I'm not good at that." She's like, "How are your eyelashes longer?" And I was like, "I've been using a lash serum." The other thing I've been doing is I've been putting this in my eyebrows. So right here at the arch, I have a little gap like right here, and then it felt like 4 little hairs on the way out. There's more than 4 little hairs now. Like I'm to the point where I'm having to pluck out hairs along here that are going in. I'm like, I never had to pluck this much. The other thing is that I'm getting more growth right here. I've been putting it right here because I want these hairs to be a little bushier like this side. I'm getting more hairs and they're getting longer. I like this. There is another one that I want to try, but I was going to get the Revitalash or the Grande Lash, I don't remember, during the Sephora sale. And I was like, you know, instead of paying $65 or $100, I'm going to try one of the ones that I've seen already reviewed from Amazon. This one actually has been working for me, and it's less than $30. So I don't wear a lot of foundation on the regular. I had been wearing a lot of the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop last month and the beginning of this month, and I feel like as the weather is getting a little bit warmer, my skin is getting just a little bit glowier and glowier and glowier to the point where I feel like I'm like cross the glowy line and well into the oily line when I'm wearing the Fenty Eavesdrop. So that might be better for cooler months, but oddly enough, I went from like really sheer coverage to something with a little bit more coverage because it is mattifying. This is from Catrice. This is their HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I have it in their lightest shade 10, which is light beige. This is a perfect match for my skin, and I don't really wear a lot of it. I don't get it to the point where it's like complete, you know, plastic doll canvas coverage. I use a very small amount and I mix it in with a little bit of, just a little bit of hydration because I don't want really heavy coverage. But what I like about this is it is mattifying on my skin. It is a little bit more long lasting. Now that the weather's getting a little bit warmer, this is when I pull out those matte foundations. In the winter time or in the fall when weather starts getting cooler, early spring when it's still cold, I like more hydrating foundations. And then in this like warmer months, all the way through like mid-October when I can still like sweat by doing some actual labor and I'm not freezing, I need something more mattifying. This has been fantastic, and at a drugstore price, I think it's a really beautiful foundation. It doesn't feel like a drugstore foundation. It feels like it could be high end, and I do like the fact that it comes in a glass bottle. I've been using a lot of powders this month, and normally I'll just put concealer on and I'll, you know, powder under my eyes, my T-zone, and not really the rest of my face because I'm not really wearing foundation, just wearing cream cheek products. But I have really been loving this powder. This has actually been working well for me under my eyes. Not everything does. And it has been working well where it sets my makeup, especially along my nose, forehead, and chin where I get oily in my T-zone. And it never really looks dry, and I like it a lot. It's the Kosas Clouds. I have the lightest shade. This is Airy. I love this. I am wearing this today. I did actually even put it over my cream cheek products today just to set them in place so they wouldn't go anywhere. I love this powder. It doesn't take down the glow. There is a subtle radiance to this. This is what it looks like. And this is just a swatch. And I know it can look a little dry here, but I promise you, there is a subtle radiance to this, and when you put it on, it's not glowy. I feel like some of the Hourglass powders, like the ambient lighting powders, have more glow to them. Even the Halo powder, the Halo Glow powder from e.l.f. is a little bit glowier. This is just right on the edge of your skin, a little bit mattified because it's powder, but it's not powdery. It's a little powderier than the Dior, but I really like this, and it keeps my makeup in place like nobody's business. This has been a really great addition to my collection. Another one that I like and have been using a lot is this one from Besame. This is from their Marilyn Monroe collection, but it's just a regular setting powder. This is the one that comes in the Marilyn Compact. The other one that I bought a separate pan in a lighter shade. It's in my purse. I've been using them a lot. I really have. Now, I'm not gonna tell you that I don't love this whole vintage vibe, super heavy metallic. You know, it's got a layer of gold on the outside. It is actual gold on the packaging. I love this. But the powder inside is really beautiful. It is a matte powder though. So I have been known to, like, today I'm wearing this like all across my like T-zone, and then put on my cream cheek products, and then I dusted this lightly everywhere. And I know this is gonna hold all day. I have really liked this, and this is also, oddly enough, fairly blurring. It is kind of a light powder. I don't know how many shades they have, but the shade that I have, the other one is the Peggy Carter shade from their Peggy Carter collection, and it's lighter than this. But I feel like this one here, their Marilyn powder, works really well for my skin tone. The other one is just a hair too fair for me, but I'd rather that than having something be too dark. I feel like it works well because I can always put bronzer and whatever else I want over the top. This has been a really good powder. Last powder I wanted to share with you is this one from Chantecaille. This is their Perfect Blur Setting Powder. I remember hearing about this from Teresa is Dead. And if you're curious, I will link the video here for you where I do a full like try on of this. I really do love this powder. This is a beautiful powder. But the only problem I have is it's too dark. It's too dark. If you look at the Kosas powder, this is a perfect shade for me, but look at the difference in the shade. And you would think that it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it kind of is. And when I wear it, I feel like I need to, you know, add more bronzer. I need, like, it really changes the tone of my skin. It really does. And it's subtle, but I notice it, and I feel like I would feel more confident wearing this if it was actually just a little bit lighter. So this is one of those, since it is $84, I'm not gonna say you need it. Does it blur? Yeah. Is it pretty amazing from a makeup lover's perspective? Yeah. But $84 is a lot. And I'm on the fence of, when I finish this, would I want another one if they don't have a light enough shade? I don't know. I kind of don't know that I would repurchase. And I know that it's hard for some people to hear because it is such a beloved product, but I'm so disappointed that it's too dark. But it blurs beautifully. And I do wear it all the time. I do wear it all the time. And I feel like maybe now that we're going into, you know, summer, and I usually inadvertently, I'm not trying to get a tan, I will get a little bit more color. It's just unavoidable for me in the summertime. But I feel like this is a really good job of, you know, setting my makeup and making sure that whatever area I put it on really kind of like, it just looks just that much better. It's like a filter for your face. But she's expensive. I've been loving blush, a lot of blush, a lot of blush. I did a whole video on blush. If you want to see it, I will link it for you here, but they're my favorite blushes. And these two are ones that I picked up and have been using this month, kind of for the first time, and I really love them. And I'm going to be short because if you want like the full in-depth, you can watch that blush video, but I do like this Blushlights from Melt Cosmetics. This is the shade Polished. It is the shade I'm wearing today. You can really build it up. You can really sheer it out. It lasts really well and is beautiful. And I fell in love last month with the Patrick Ta Bronzing Contour Duo right here. And this was in last month's favorites. And so when I was in Sephora making some exchanges for products I picked up during the sale that just didn't work for me, I'm like, I think I want to try one of the blush duos. Love. This one's called She's That Girl, and the shades in here are beautiful. And I love these so much. So this is the powder, this is the cream, and I always would think cream first, then powder. Sure you can. But if you powder first and then cream over the top, you see how there's a little bit of a glow? It looks skin-like. It doesn't look flat and powdery like it would if it was a powder. That's a trick that I saw in a Patrick Ta video where he kind of powders first and then taps his creamy blush over the top, and I was like, you can do that, it's not going to mess it up, and it doesn't. It's beautiful. Love this. Been loving highlight a lot. On the days that I want a real easy highlight and I'm wearing minimal makeup, my go-to has been the RMS Beauty Living Luminizer. I used to have this years ago. I love it so much. I don't know if you can see, there's already kind of like a little bit of a gouge in here. I've been going to town on this, and it's a really pretty kind of pearlescent, hello focus. There we go. But it's one of those where if you just tap it on your skin, it looks like healthy, hydrated skin. It's just right here, but it doesn't really look like a lot. This comes in a lot of different shades. If you have a deeper skin tone than I do, this is the perfect shade for me. But when I wear this, my cheeks glow, but they don't shimmer. Like today, we got some shimmer going on, but this is so beautiful. I love it. Another one I have been loving, and I'm wearing this today. This is the Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Spotlight. Oh, so pretty, so pretty, so pretty. I've been loving this. I don't love the packaging. The packaging gets kind of ooey and gooey, but whatever. Another highlight I've been loving, and this is one, I'm wearing the Charlotte Tilbury today, and then I have a little bit of this over the top. This is the Lightworks 1 palette from Danessa Myricks. So some of Danessa's products have been amazing for me, and some have been like, this is one where I have to be careful, because this definitely, if I put on too much, it looks like I have texture, but this is what gives me kind of like this blinding glow. I don't know if you can see it, and it's this shade right here. This one's called, like, duh. I like to just grab this, and then this next shade here called Common Sense. Tap off the excess, and then just, I don't need any more, but it brings like the most intense reflect to my skin. Amazing. It takes it up like an extra 100%. I really have been liking this. I do tend to do most of my highlighting with these two here. I have used this one here and this one. These guys are a little too rich for my skin, and this one's a little bit of a push, but you know, summer's coming. Let's glow. I've fallen back in love with eyeliner. There were several years where I just didn't wear any. If you go back like a year ago, I almost never wear eyeliner. I want to wear eyeliner and I haven't. And the one thing that has really made me fall back in love with eyeliner is the M Cosmetics Illustrative liner. I have the shade brown. I like it so much. I gotta back up. Like, this one's almost out, but this is like my favorite liquid liner. It has a really sharp point. It's not a felt tip, it's a brush tip. So it's made like a calligraphy pen would be made. And it gives you the sharpest, most beautiful line. And I like that this is, it's not black. They do have it in black, but this brown is so dark that it doesn't look kind of like a red brown. It doesn't look kind of like a warm brown. It looks like it's almost black. That's what I'm wearing today. And I love that it's almost black, but not quite. I feel like black can be a little harsh, especially on me, but I have loved this for a long time, and it really has made me start dabbling in eyeliner again. Love. I have been wearing this so much. This is from Besame. It's their Red Hot Red lipstick. This is part of the Marilyn Monroe collection. They do normally have it in their regular collection, but this comes in special limited edition packaging. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And that's just one swipe. It's perfectly opaque the first time. It's kind of more of a warm, almost tomato red. I do have it paired with a lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the shade Kiss and Tell. I love this lipstick, and I have been wearing it a lot. I have been also, my husband and I are vaccinated. We're getting together with other friends or family in the area who are also vaccinated. We're, you know, having coffee together, come over for dinner, and it's been kind of like getting back to normal, and I feel like I can pull out my red lipstick again. Before I was wearing red lipstick when I wasn't going anywhere, was everything picking up curbside, and now I'm like, and then I had to stop wearing it for a while because I was going shopping in a mask and it was kind of like clown mouth. But I feel like now that we're coming out on the other side, so glad to have this. And I really have been wearing it a lot, and it brings so much joy to my heart. So if you love a red lipstick and you love a warm orangey lipstick, you're gonna love this one. And if you don't want the limited edition Marilyn packaging, they also do have it in their just traditional, you know, kind of domed gold with red writing on their bullets as well. I've been reaching for these a lot. Again, another warm orangey red. These are the Rare Beauty lip souffles, and they're beautiful. This one looks a little bit more orange. This one, by the way, is the shade, I'll wear my glasses. This is the shade Inspire. This is the shade Fearless. These are great because they are matte, but they don't dry my lips out. And they're pretty easy to apply, and I do like the applicator on here. It has kind of like a square applicator, and it's beveled. Super easy to apply. You get really great precision with it. But the formula in here looks matte initially on application, but you'll notice that there, all three of these are mattes, but none of them leave my lips dry. I can wear the Besame all day. I can wear these lip souffles from Rare Beauty, and I don't feel like my skin is on my lips is getting like shrinking to like a little raisin before it splits and starts to peel, because that happens with certain matte lipsticks that are drying, and these aren't. Now, these lip souffles are not going to dry down. They smudge. Everything will smudge because it's a lipstick. It's not a liquid lipstick that dries down matte. I really have been liking these warm orangey tones, orangey red tones, and then that formula, that lip souffle from Rare Beauty is just fantastic. The last thing I wanted to share with you are these guys. I've been talking about these a lot. This was in last month's. This is Spicy Pink from Beauty Pie, and this is their Wondergloss Collagen Lip Oil. The first shade I ever got was this one right here in Jammy. I just had to repurchase this because I finished Jammy, and I was like, I need Jammy in my life. And these are great because they give you just a little hint of color, but they feel amazing on the lips. All right, so this is Spicy Pink, and this right here is Jammy, but they're not too much. And they don't collect in the corners and string and pull, because you know I don't like that. This is a shade that they send because they didn't have all of their stuff ships in a pink box. And when they don't have their pink boxes, like they've run out, they always throw in an extra. And I love that they threw this one in. And this is one that is basically clear with a little bit of shimmer. Maybe it looks a little opalescent, but it doesn't look crazy on the lips. It's just right here. This one's called Shimmereen. It's the most beautiful clear gloss. Oh, I love these. And what's great is they smell sweet. They smell like candy. So these are my current go-to. I had to pull all three of them out of my purse. So on the days that I'm like, there are days that I'm wearing sunscreen and lip gloss, or sunscreen and lip gloss. And on the days that I have like a little bit of cream blush on, I have some concealer, some brows, and I want a little tint, I'll wear this. They're beautiful. They're a gloss, they don't last forever, but my lips feel amazing. Super easy to apply. They're not sticky. They're just fantastic. Love this formula so much, and I love the shine that they have. Totally recommend. So I did have some fails, some products that just did not work for me. One of them I don't even have anymore because I returned it. And I will throw a picture of it up for you, but it's from Danessa Myricks. It's her Dew Balm. I had the shade Morning Dew, which was a clear balm that had some shimmery white glitter suspended in it, and it didn't look glittery in the store. I don't know. I remember trying it, and what it did instantly was it ate through all of my makeup. It ate through the foundation I had on, the concealer. Like, sometimes my concealer will come down to here as I'm trying to blend it into my face so that I don't have to put foundation on. And as I was tapping into the high points, like, it ate all of my concealer up. I used it over a face that wasn't set. I used it over a face that was set. I could never get it to work. And then in sunlight, direct sunlight, as I'm driving to pick up my kids, at 3 o'clock, I notice as I'm looking in the rearview mirror, it looks like I stumbled into Claire's and the makeup rack fell on me. That's what it looked like. So it's not the sort of product that I can use because I don't like as much glitter as there was in there. But I'm sure that a lot of it is just me failing as a non-makeup artist to get it to work. This is another product that didn't work for me. And maybe it's the way I'm using it and maybe not the way it's intended to be used. This is from Urban Decay. It's their 24/7 eyeliner pencil, but it's their waterline pencil. So my goal is to find a product that I can put in my upper waterline that when I blink doesn't transfer to my lower. I usually don't wear any eyeliner in my lower waterline, and I think that this pencil is designed to be like upper and lower waterline. But if I do that, I already have small eyes. If I line both the upper and the lower, my eyes just look like 100% smaller, and that's not what I want. And when I put it in the top waterline, my goal is to not have any flesh colored skin visible so that my lashes look longer. And I think you can see, like, that's what I want. And if I do that, it stays for about 20-30 minutes, and then when I blink, I start getting like transfer of black to the lower waterline, and that's not what I'm looking for. And I've tried so many things, and maybe this is like mission impossible, I don't know. So it might work great if you use it exclusively in your lower waterline, or if you're not worried about transfer and you use it in your upper and your lower, I don't know. I just can't get a product to work for me the way that I want it to and stay just in one place. Maybe it's not designed to do that, but this did not work. Last thing I tried this month that didn't work for me is this. This is the Maybelline Snapscara. I have been looking for a drugstore tubing mascara. I have fallen in love with the one from M Cosmetics. This is their Pick Me Up mascara. I think it's great. It's what I'm wearing today, and it's what I like to wear when I'm not doing like a real heavy makeup look, because it washes off with warm water at the end of the day. I don't need eye makeup remover. It's like super easy. And I don't want to be paying $25 a tube if I don't have to be. So I've been hearing that this was a great tubing mascara. Here's the problem I had with it. I found that it, you know, when you start putting it on, normally with a mascara, I'll curl my lashes, you know, coat one side and then coat the other. And before this one's done, I'll come back and put a second coat on. And that's how I get the volume and the length that I want out of a mascara. And when I went back the second time to add another layer, I started getting a whole bunch of product kind of like pulling from the base and making a little clumpy ball of product at the end of my lashes. And then as I continued to rake through trying to get those out, I started getting fallout down here. And the idea of a tubing mascara is that it's not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to flake, it stays, and then with warm water, it just slides right off. I can't get this to work when I'm needing more than one coat. One coat of mascara, I don't get enough volume or length. So I don't love this mascara. Thank you so much for watching today. I would love to know what your favorites were this month. Could be skincare, could be makeup, could be body care, could be a hobby you've been enjoying. I still am loving crocheting, and I'm starting a summer sweater. I know, oxymoron, but I'm doing it. I'm using a lighter weight yarn, and my yarn arrived in the mail today. So I'm gonna be busy making a sweater for summer. Let me know if you have any good book recommendations or there's a show you've been loving. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.